A chain snapped on the frozen barn door. The padlock dropped into the snow with a hard sound. A man in a denim jacket pushed the door open 1 inch, then two, then enough to slip a shoulder through. Inside, something breathed. Slow, wet, hidden behind a wall of hay that had not been moved in a long time. He stopped. He listened. He did not call out. He did not raise the rifle slung across his back. He waited, because waiting was a thing he had learned in places he never talked about. The breathing changed. A low, scared sound. He took one careful step. Snow squeaked under his boot. His name was Wyatt Cole, and 20 minutes earlier he had paid $10 for the deed to this ranch. Why was a dog hiding in a barn chained shut for 2 years? Stay with me on this one. The auction clerk had looked at him like he was making a mistake. Her name was Mee Donnelly, and she had been running the county tax sales for 31 years. She slid the deed across the counter, tapped the $10 bill twice, and folded it into the drawer. Sold, she said. To the only bidder. She did not smile. He thanked her and asked for the key. She told him there was no key. The padlock on the barn was put there by the bank. The bank had moved on, and the house key was lost. He nodded and tipped his hat 1/2 inch. Halfway out the door, she called after him. Mr. Cole. He turned. People talked about that place, she said. The last family left in a hurry. The one before them the same. You might want to bring company. He thanked her again and stepped out into the cold. His truck was a 1998 Ford with 250,000 miles on the odometer and a small dent in the tailgate from a goat in 2019. He drove the 3 miles out of town with one hand on the wheel and the other resting flat on his right thigh, the way he always did. The thigh was where the shrapnel had gone in. The limp came and went with the weather, and the weather right now was cold. The road climbed. The pines closed in. The mailbox at the end of the driveway was hanging by one screw, and the name on it was painted over twice. He killed the engine and sat there for a minute looking at the ranch he had just bought for the price of a sandwich. One log house with a sagging porch. One barn with the door chained. A frozen creek behind the barn. A split rail fence half down. Snow on everything. He had been looking for a place like this for 19 months. Not because he wanted a ranch. He did not want a ranch. He wanted quiet. He wanted a piece of ground he could walk all the way around in under an hour, and a roof that did not have neighbors stacked above it, and a kitchen window that looked at trees instead of other people's kitchen windows. He had spent 22 years doing work that left a man unsuited to apartments. He had spent the last 2 years in a motel in a town he could no longer remember the name of, trying to learn how to sleep when nobody was shooting at him. The motel had not worked. The therapist, his last commanding officer, had set him up with had not worked. The pills had not worked. He had stopped taking the pills in March. He had bought a truck in April. He had been driving west, slow, looking at counties ever since. This county had 3 things he liked. The first was that nobody